States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman Costu.
Here.
Alderwoman Franklin.
Here.
Alderwoman Bader.
Here.
Alderwoman Smith.
Here.
Approval of the agenda.
We'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second it.
Motion made in favor, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nobody signed up for public forum. Consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second it.
Motion made in favor, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay, and I want to enter into the minutes that there are major mistakes in the minutes from the January 9th meeting. And that's why I will not approve the minutes from the January 9th meeting.
I will add that to the
As you brought him to his attention this week, or it could be
Just got
changed,
this, just got this.
it was just ready today.
Yeah, because I had training on Tuesday. I had training
I believe that I'm supposed to bring that up before, within the board, because you told me, you told me two different things. I'm supposed to come to them and let them know by themselves. Another time I'm supposed to bring it here, so I'm
If you
just,
were aware of a mistake in the minutes before.
if there's a mistake in the
And
minutes,
you're
then the
aware
minutes
of
need to be
it, you
amended, they
should
need to
call
be
David
amended.
and talk to him about it.
No,
And see if he can correct it before the minutes are okay. We're not aware of any mistake. So if you are, you should have called him and told him that you was aware of a mistake in there, where he could have corrected them and showed him and given, when the board looked at them tonight, he tell them there's a change in it, and then they said, okay.
well,
But
you
he
give me
can't
two
correct
different,
it if he don't know it, but he didn't really put it in there intentionally. I hadn't found a mistake, I just read through it. But that don't mean that I didn't miss something, but if you found something today or you got them, you should have called him and said there is, and if he agrees with you. Now, if he
well,
don't agree,
all you
then
have
he
to do
brings
is
it to
look
the
at the
board.
video. You have to watch the video.
We don't have a video, we don't have a video.
Yes, there is, there's video.
We don't have a video,
You
that's
can-
his video, that's not ours.
It's on the internet, anyone can watch it.
We don't have a video, I'm telling you.
And I see you don't tape anymore either. You don't record the meetings either anymore, do you?
But I typically have the minutes done within a day or two after the meeting, so if you ever want them, far in advance, come on in, I'll be glad to give you.
And I have suggested to Mr. Wood start taping. I guess I'm gonna have to demand that you start taping me. Because I suggested it, but I hadn't demanded, now I'm demanding it. It should be there, but for our protection.
Okay.
Well, it's, like I said, it's on the internet. If you choose to watch it, you
I
should
don't
watch it.
choose to watch
Well, there you go.
that video. That's not an official publication of St. Mary's. I'm not telling you and him, okay? But all I'm trying to tell you is, if you get the minutes, or you, and you see a mistake, you should call him if he agrees it's a mistake. Now, if it's controversial, he'll bring it to the board. Well, if he agrees it's a mistake, he'll correct it, and then the proper minutes will be served. And if nobody calls and complains, he has no reason to believe that they're not correct, then he presents them to the board.
Well, they are incorrect.
So say you.
And video.
No, so say you. Don't talk to the video. Okay, item 7, Big River telephone proposal.
I invited him to this meeting because we did table it until this meeting, tonight. I enclosed this email in your packets. He cannot make it tonight. He has a meeting with another city. He said that he is working on getting 3 water towers to, house his equipment. He's mentioned Farmington, Irondale, and he said St. John Public Water District number 1. So, and he's wanted us to, basically, he said even if we deny this thing, he wanted the ability to bring it up later once he has some references, and I said, well, if you want to bring it up in the future, we'll be open to re-examining it if you want, if the board wants to even discuss it again.
Should I say something?
Yeah.
Please.
We talked about this before. I had 6 different phone calls. And they were strictly against it. One of them, the man runs a bed and breakfast. The rest of them said they're not used their name. They didn't care. And he's kind of like me. I don't want nothing put on our water tower. I don't want no liability. I don't want somebody in there when we're not there. We got good water. It's fenced in, everything's fenced in to protect it. I don't want to see any chance of anything going wrong for $75 a month. It's not worth it. And that's the way the people I talk to go. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about it, or you talk to them.
Well, my opinion is, I don't think it should be on top of the water tower. I mean,
They're concerned about the water tower. They don't want nothing to
My opinion is, I don't think that any outside for profit, now if 911 or something like that, it protects our citizens in emergencies and things, then I'd say yes. There's already a 911. I think it's 911 up there ahead. But that's all. I don't think that should be a place for private outdoor people to come and put it. If they want to find some ground in St. Mary's and lease it and put up their own tower, then I don't have a problem. Lease it to them. But I do on that water tower. I have a problem with outside people being able to come and go in.
right.
That would be what that would bother me, because we gotta give them a key to go up there for our water, or else you gotta be up there with them. If they come,
The motion
so-
would be in order not to allow outside.
I don't really think so.
I'm not sure
I
we
don't
don't
believe
allow
in that.
private company.
a private company to put everything on our water.
I second it.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Nay. We don't have enough information, we're just speculating among ourselves.
I don't need no information for outside people to put a tire up there. To be able to come and
We
go
don't
in our
even
water.
know, we don't have any clue what's going on with this.
You voted your consciences, they voted theirs, majority rules. Sunshine law, Evan. You want to read it?
Yeah, I can go ahead and read this. This is in your
Let
package.
the whole town know that we've been,
Okay. This is to the St. Mary's Board of Aldermen from Attorney General Chris Costa. In September of 2013, our office began reviewing the monthly agendas, notices, and meeting minutes for the city of St. Mary in order to better understand the multiple complaints we received concerning how the city handles the requirements of the Missouri Sunshine Law. After reviewing the last 5 months of meeting records, our office did find instances where discussion items were added to the agenda without first being posted on the agenda with 24 hours of notice. The Missouri Sunshine Law will require that an agenda be drafted to reasonably inform the public as to what will be discussed during the meeting. It is implausible or impractical to provide such a notice. The body must provide good cause, and the cause must be entered into the minutes. However, after discussing the requirements of the Sunshine Law with both the city clerk and the mayor, our office has seen improvement in this area. Our office previously provided the city of St. Mary with 5 copies of the Missouri Sunshine Law, and we hope you will continue to use them as a guide for public transparency and openness. This issue is now closed, and our office will be taking no further action. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.
okay. And the draft audit authority.
This is also in your packets. At the last meeting, you guys got the draft. This was the one, or this is the original draft. The part that they changed was, you know, an issue that Alderman Franklin brought up, on issue 13.2, internal control, that the transactions are not recorded in enough detail, in the financial statement. I brought that to the auditor's attention. They pretty much, you know, went to further explain what they meant by that. So they have, you know, changed that section. So that is on this page where it says cause. The transactions for funding the sewer system improvements were complex and unusual for the city's normal bookkeeping. Part of the transaction was recorded to the wrong accounts. In addition, activity for the water and sewer funds was correctly recorded in their respective funds this year. The old account balances in the general fund have just not been removed. So they fix that wording and hopefully we won't have this next year.
So that's why we don't have all three of the findings, we only have the one. Is that
That's
why?
the only one that changed from the original paperwork I gave you, have it from the last meeting. So 13.2 is the one that changed. Everything else is the same. That's the only issue that we brought to their attention. So I just need a motion to approve the draft final audit so I can send the paperwork saying.
Okay, I make a motion.
So,
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now I want to say a little bit on this audit. This audit here is no different from every one we've ever got. It's always, that we're not big enough to have proper people doing the proper thing. It's been, I've probably seen 15 to 18 audits since I've been involved in the city. I know Lower Dean has probably seen 2 or 3, Clyde's seen 2 or 3, every year you've been in audit. It's always the same thing, but they have never, in the history that I know of, same minute, especially since I've been around, been one dime that used, appropriated, stole it, and we've always been accused of it. Even had an outside audit that cost $15,000, and they couldn't find no money in it. And I guarantee you, if we have audit next year, we're gonna get different wording, same thing. But they ain't gonna find no money.
Why don't we fix some of these things
You
that
can't
they
fix
have?
them unless you can hire assistant clerk, assistant collector, that's what they want.
Well,
big
they want
towns, we got it.
entries and all that stuff. So
Hmm?
we're gonna have the journals that they were asking for, so that we
I
can.
have your journals right there for the mayor to sign.
But they,
But do we have them to see? We have them.
I'll make copies, it's basically 4 blank pages, you know, but it's nice. There was no journal entries.
Because we are the ones that, I mean, he signs the checks, but we're the ones that are responsible for the money.
Okay, yeah, I'll be glad to make a copy of it.
there it is, you want a copy of it? That's what it is,
Why is
it's like a
it-
piece of paper, but they never put on.
It's blank.
Yeah.
The journal is blank.
Yeah.
The journal entries are blank. I would pull up all 4 accounts, did the journal entry. There were no journal entries because I don't do journal entries, so.
But they say we gotta
But
put it in.
they want them signed, so every
Will you
meeting.
be doing journal entries?
Yeah, I'm letting the auditors and the city treasurer do journal entries if they're necessary.
Do we have, we give it,
On the journal entry?
no, on the,
Oh, yeah, we're.
yeah,
we're good.
okay, I've done lost myself. I got a check, but I, city clerk's benefit. I've talked to David a little bit on this, David, and, about insurance for David. David has gotta have insurance. And David still wanna have a job, and I think we need to look at him. I told him to check out some prices on some insurance and things. I don't know if he had time to do it. And just see what we can do and what we can't do.
Yeah, and that's what this page is here. Since the city does have 2 employees with Missouri Consolidated Health Care Plan, that is a group rate, so the cheapest thing I could find is to be part of a group rather than get an individual policy. For me, to just basically join with, you know, our two city workers have is $422.56 a month, which is exactly what we're paying for each of them. I put what the price is for my spouse. I do not expect anything crazy like that. Currently, I do have Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. It's only $33 a month for me and my wife. However, if you look at the deductible, it's $12,000, and they only pay 60% of medical expenses versus the city, which only has a $1,000 deductible, but it does cover 100%. So radically different as far as the benefits of the two insurances.
Are there other options in the Obamacare as you have it listed here? Because I know they don't just have one insurance.
I took the bronze policy.
Okay, this is what you already have.
Correct.
Okay.
I thought he could afford, but he could go bankrupt if he gets
Yeah.
50% paid and.
Well, Mr. Woods,
Yes.
you're part-time?
Correct.
Okay, so,
I usually work between 25 and 30 hours a week, depending on if there's meetings or things coming up.
so wouldn't we need an ordinance in order to give you benefits as part-time?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I answer that.
Well, I would just soon let him, hire him for 40 hours a week, make him a full-time worker, and then you could get the insurance cheaper. In the long run, it would figure out.
Well, his insurance would be no cheaper if he was working 40 hours. That would be the
No.
same.
Yeah, but you don't understand what I'm saying.
Oh, no.
Maybe I ain't seen it plain enough.
Is
Help
it-
me out, Clyde. But what I'm trying to say is, wouldn't it, if you hired him as a full-time worker, then you wouldn't have to go through a bunch of paperwork and everything else to get this insurance right here. Is it for him or for his family?
Just for me, is
Just
all
for
I'm
him,
saying.
but
Just for you.
Correct.
we would still have to pay $400 and some dollars a month.
Right.
Yes, I know that.
But 40 hours a month.
So that's an extra 10 hours or more a week,
Yeah, 10,
it's
15.
an extra 100, 150 a week.
Yeah, if I'm
It's just a
$10
suggestion, but then you've got to make up an ordinance if
We
you
have to
don't.
make up ordinance anything. we do.
Anyway, any shape or form.
If we best pay him
I
partial,
understand.
no, we've never covered the second. The main reason we've never carried the third, is especially whenever Joanne was there, because she was covered under her husband's policy. And Joanne, she wasn't the breadwinner of the house, she worked to make extra money. But David is a breadwinner of his house, he got a wife, but it's a different situation. And I think that we need to look at some way of, if there's something in between, I don't know. This is just starting the groundwork, trying to get the feel of the board. And I think that everybody would like to see David stay here. But if he gets a sickness in his family, he ain't gonna be able to stay here with this injury. So he's gonna go bankrupt.
Okay, I said something.
Yeah.
Well, you said you work 25 to 30 hours a week,
Correct.
at $10 a month.
Yes.
That's $300 that's done, take out taxes.
Yeah.
You're not making very much.
No.
You never take a convenience figure yourself.
No, and not to.
I invite all of them to this month, stop in and talk to David, let David look up some different things. We maybe get a work session on it and see what we can put together with it and get a package that the city and David can live with. I don't think anybody here is against him having insurance for his family. Because every worker before had insurance, they just had it to the spouse. But that don't happen with him. So, he's already got that one policy right now, right?
Oh, yeah, no, I've got the 33.
But let's work on this month, maybe we'll call it a work session or something, we could call just a work session for that one night, or whatever it is they want to do before the next meeting. But we should get it behind us within a month or some kind of decision. Okay?
Sounds good.
We'll let this carry on.
And work on an ordinance also, because we have.
Well, if we come to consensus, then we can pass the ordinance, it has to be done through an ordinance to change, to add somebody to the insert, or change it from one thing to another, okay? satisfied with that?
I'm completely happy, I appreciate it.
Okay, Mandy was over the police and the fire and as far as I'm concerned, and let the board disapprove, just record in there.
Well, is Mark here? No.
Yes,
Yeah, he
Does he
knows.
have anything to say?
It's not up to him.
It ain't, I just thought I'd
Well, I don't care. I mean, he
I'm just
can
starting here, I
say
don't know what's going on yet. You're gonna have to give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, if he got something he wants to say, yeah, I make the appointment, the board approves him up or down.
I know that, I wouldn't
But,
talk about it.
I told Mark, and Mark, he didn't have a problem with it today when I talked to him.
I don't either then, okay.
Okay.
I really don't know anything
Then
that's
I asked the
frightful. I
board to approve my appointment.
Let's look at what we do.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay,
What I thought was you meant about report on what was going on.
Oh, you may or may not, there's a lot of times nobody has nothing to report.
Okay.
Now, if he come to you, or you come to him, or there's a major problem, and you got something to report,
Like I said,
you
I gotta
can.
learn a little bit over.
but you might, they just several times, the fire department usually makes their own report.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And if Mark got something to report, he does too. But you also can if you have something.
If I got stuff, okay, got you.
Okay. Okay, departmental reports. I didn't skip nothing here. I'm bad about that. Fire department.
Well, we had a few things as far as maintenance we've had to do on some of our equipment. We had a leak on the tanker on the radiator. We had to have it taken off and repaired. We had trouble with the van, was running just kind of off, and we had to replace the wires and plugs and cap and rotor because they were real bad. And we were awarded a conservation grant for our tanker valve and a hose reel for the brush truck. And we had 8 calls, EMS, a couple of motor vehicle accidents, brush. We had a couple of mutual aid brush fires, 1 for our own, and then 2 structures. So basically covers that.
That's it?
That's it.
Thank you. Okay, police department.
I have no report.
That's right.
Park and cemetery.
I don't have
There's nobody using it, right?
anything. 9 tribes, 2 calls.
Street department.
Yeah. Had a lot of ice, been trying to take care of it. Had to order some more cinders, we got plenty of everything. Had no problem with breakdown on the truck, it's fixed. It's all good.
Again, I appreciate the work the boys have done on the street, everybody, and they don't look pretty because they got a lot of black cinders on them, but they're passable. We had a few people watching them and checking on them and following them, but they take the van out and drive the street. It's a 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, which is the worst thing in the world to get around in. And if they can get up and down all the streets with it, they're okay with it. So, when somebody puts out something that's supposed to run around in the snow in the city van, they check them every time after they get through it before they go home. They try to drive almost every street to see if they can get around in that van, then anybody with a front-wheel drive car should have no problem. And the breakdown, we had to be thankful to Danny Langford, and my mechanic worked on his son on his own. And Danny Langford took it over and got us going because we thought we were going to have some more snow, and he worked on it half a day to get that thing fixed. And there wasn't nothing else open on Saturday. So I really appreciate him, what he did, but Danny's always been like that. I'm sure we'll be getting a bill because he had to buy some parts and he had to do a lot of running, and I told him he's entitled to some labor. But we had a truck ready to go that night. If we'd have got what we're supposed to, we'd have been ready.
And that was appreciated.
Water and sewer,
No, I have nothing to report now.
animal control.
I have a question about it, but how did the meeting go on January 16th with DNR? It was the meeting, it was in the minutes that they were coming.
Oh,
Did you?
that was a training session with DNR. There was no inspection or anything. It was a training session to run the IDEX equipment.
Okay.
City management report.
I took the first part of the CERT training on Tuesday, really good emergency information. There's 2 more Tuesdays, the next 2 that I'll be going to those. Besides the really good information, it's also really good networking to get together with the other people who are in charge of emergency management. Felix Meyer was overseeing the training, and really, really good stuff. So I'm glad you guys approved that for me.
This should have been the second one, they canceled the first, they moved it back, everything's been moved back. Okay,
Mayor, you asked for the animal report, but I have a question
Oh,
for Mr.
okay.
Bovee. And as far as I know, since Mark said that, and Mr. Officer Beckett said he didn't have anything to report, is that true that you have no animal ordinance violations to report? Officer Beckett?
I didn't understand the question.
Okay. Was there any animal ordinance violations that during the month that you know of? Thank you. Thank you.
citizen participation. Public discussion. Being none, we'll go ahead and go into closed session on, need a motion to go into closed session on, that's down here, litigation matters 610.021, paragraph 1.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask? I don't see our city attorney present.
I don't need a
Do we-
city attorney.
Do we have a letter of something that, I mean, if this is litigation, we're not lawyers.
I'm going to tell you one more time, and then never again. I only got 2 more meetings. I'm not going to tell you again. I do not discuss why I'm going in,
I'm not asking
or
for
who
that.
did. I said litigation. Now, if I say much more than that, I might well tell the public what we're talking about.
I'm asking you if we have a letter of what we should do, a recommendation from our lawyer. I'm not asking.
I don't need a letter from our lawyer to go into a closed session on litigation. And we're going. Now, you can vote no and let they vote no, and then whatever's going on in this case might just fall to the wayside. But it's not public knowledge. And that's what you do in closed session. I mean, you can't run out and run them out. You have to keep them out there, everybody. Because it's not for the public to know until it's over.
I'm not asking for the public to be.
You're asking something, I don't even know what the hell you're asking. Now, if I got a note from the lawyer on what?
Yeah, well.
I didn't even ask the lawyer about this. I don't need to ask the lawyer to do this.
On litigation.
The Sunshine Law gives me the right to go into closed session on litigation and the 3 or 4 different things.
But what we're going
Now,
to.
if you come out and you think I've done wrong, then you hop on your phone and you call them and tell them I violated the Sunshine Law. And then they'll get with us on the closed session. They still won't be
You
public.
know, I'm just asking, if you're going into a closed session about legal business, we're not lawyers, how can we make any decisions?
I didn't say legal business. I said litigation. It may be something that I've been informed of.
All right,
Then I have to tell you. And I'll do it again, and I will not tell you, and I will not tell the members of the board of it. Now, if we vote in there and decide to do something in there, then it'll be, come out in the record in 72 hours. The vote taken, not how it's taken. Now, you can play all the politics you want, but that's the law, and I'm 100% right. Now, I need a motion to go into a session, which you got it in front of you there.
Make motion to go into closed session for litigation matters, 610.021.
I second it.
Motion made, second, roll call.
Roll call vote, Alderwoman Gloria Maynard,
Aye.
Alderman Clyde Casu,
Aye.
Alderwoman Diana Smith,
Nay.
Alderwoman Brenda Franklin,
Aye.
Mark was declared, I'm sorry.